Welcome to the Heated Archives podcast, a smut fic podcast where your heated rivalry fanfiction addiction is accepted and talked about. Do you have too many tabs open? We do too. Come join us as we explore some of the great fics in this community. In this home, we believe that all fanfics are valid, don't kink shame, don't like it, don't read, and of course, mpreg is possible. We are your hosts. I'm Micah.
I'm Allie.
And I'm Jeka. So, for our very first episode of the podcast, we are diving into one of the most recommended fanfics, probably on Threads, or at least it was early on in the year, early January. I guess it was February when it was published. So we are going to be talking about Home Economics by Anonymous. So Home Economics is a multi-chapter. There's 4 chapters, about 38,000 words. And the summary states this: the Swiss National Hockey League doesn't care about the legendary Hollander Rosenhoff rivalry. When the MHL can't negotiate with the hockey players' union in time to prevent a hockey lockout at the start of the 2015 season, the Zurich Lions jump at the chance to sign both Shane and Ilya to short term contracts. For 4 months in Switzerland, they share a team, a line, a house, and a bed. Then the lockout ends in January, and it's time to go back to different countries, cities, lives, beds. Reentry is harder than expected.
Tags for this fic are alternate universe, roommates slash housemates, NHL lockout, but make it 2015 and the MLH, I guess. Angst with a happy ending, possessive behavior, yearning Ilya Rosanov, yearning Shane Hollander, POV Shane Hollander, flashbacks, POV Ilya Rosanov, miscommunication, falling in love, in Switzerland, POV, you know what? Fuck you, unforces your proximity.
How many people in our group had read this before we decided to do this as a fic?
Mm, yeah. Just me, I think.
Not me.
Just Allie.
So I had it on my list. It was on one of my bajillion tabs open, and I don't know why I didn't read it. So, and what's funny is this, like, the premise sounds great, and I was like, yeah, I would read that. And then I think for me, I have a big issue sometimes with time jumps. Like,
Yeah.
this is the reason why I haven't read Outlander.
And
Don't
not the
cancel me,
like
guys.
20,000 pages you'd have to read.
I could do that. But I think for me, initially, I was like, maybe I'm not going to like this. But then when I actually started reading this, I fell in love,
Mm,
guys.
yeah.
I love this fic. It was so sweet
It's so
and
good.
angsty.
So much
And
angst.
oh my God, poor Shane, poor Ilya. Like, I
Poor
feel so bad. From the get-go, like when we first jump into the fic,
Mhm.
like they're having like this moment in Zurich, and they're gonna like, do these things, and then it gets robbed. And like the very first thing we see in this chapter, Shane is alone in Montreal, and he is
Yeah.
completely messed up.
Yeah. I think the feeling that the beginning, leaves us with is just not being able to take a full breath. And
Mhm.
I think that that's definitely something Shane has throughout the story until, the end. Or at least the post Zurich timeline, right?
Mhm.
Like he's struggling, he's thinking everything is fucked. Um and it's fucked because he's completely changed fundamentally as a person. And so
Yeah.
he can't just like force that back into the mold of, the perfect Montreal captain because that person doesn't exist anymore.
Mhm. And I think
And
for me, one of the
Shane doesn't
quotes
know it.
that really got that was in this first chapter.
Mhm.
It's not really a quote that Shane says, but it's what he's thinking. He's like, "Shane is so excited to be back in Montreal. He is so excited to be back in Montreal that he knows all of his lines. He started practicing on the plane back to Canada.
Yeah, when he
That
Like, he's
yeah,
oh, I was just like, "Oh,
the saddest
no."
thing in the world. He's, like, trying
Oh,
to gather
no.
himself back together. Yeah.
It's like the media trained Shane Hollander, like, he's putting on this, like, shell of, like, "Who the hell is this?" Because this is not who he has been for the past 4 months.
You know what it reminds me of?
Mhm.
There's that reaction comic where the person's wearing a face mask that has, like, a smile on it, and then underneath the face mask, you can clearly see they're, like, crying.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's Shane Hall.
Mhm.
Yes.
He slapped that mask on so hard.
Mhm. Pardon if it broke.
Right? And, like, the first chapter is you can feel, like, the yearn/angst slash angst from, like, the very beginning.
Oh, 100%. The reason you can't breathe, like, the reason why the vibe I get is, like, not being able to take a full breath, it's because your entire chest cavity is filling up slowly with the yearning, and it's gonna drown you.
Yeah.
The yearning will drown you.
And, like, he talks about wanting to text Ilya so
Mhm.
bad that he thinks he's gonna be sick.
But he doesn't know how.
Yeah, like, not only is, like, the yearn there, but, like, he doesn't know how to open this communication.
Well, one of the things that I thought was funny about that is he specifically talks about, "I don't know how to text you and ask how your day was,"
Mhm,
because when we were in Zurich, we were spending the entire time together. So I knew I was there intrinsically in that day. And so I don't know how to do that, like ask. But when we get through like the timelines and stuff, I think the author did a really fun job of like weaving in callbacks. Is that
mhm.
what it's called? A callback?
Yeah, like, call back to
I
a
think
Yeah.
so,
previous time.
probably, yes.
Word. Okay.
I think
Okay.
so.
Um, but there's in the last Ilya perspective when they're like kind of at the beginning in Zurich, uh
Mhm,
Ilya asks Shane how his day was.
mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I think the note I had was like, well, of course Shane doesn't know how to do it. It's because Ilya did it first. Like Ilya was always the one to ask.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
he never had to learn how.
Yeah. They never had to figure that out.
The other
Um
thing I really love about this fic is how the author laid it out instead of, like, those callbacks as you talked about, Allie, jumping right to, like, when they land in Zurich, it starts, like, almost where they ended and goes backwards.
yeah. Yeah, it's a fun play on the timelines because it's kind of this it's not like a Chekhov's gun. Oh, it is a little bit kind of because like something devastating is going to happen, but the entire time that you're reading some of those perspectives where they're being cutesy, it's like the dread is also there. The dread of Shane at the beginning in Montreal. You know that no matter what happens, no matter what choices they make, they're always going to get that phone call from Hayden fucking Pike.
Of course, it was fucking Hayden. I
Micah,
think, like,
talk
with
about it.
the whole with the whole structure of it, it's kinda like, with how we start off with, like it's like current day, what's happening now, and then it switches back to, like, the first POV, of, like, them together in the house and, like, the night they were planning and everything, and it's just the author somehow just was able to create this sequence of events where time in the present feels like it's moving, like it's going. It feels numb, but it's going. But every time we go back in the past, it's like everything's frozen. So they're like time is moving um in the present, but it's like in reverse. So it's like depending on whose POV we're in, it's just like I don't know, it's like one is stuck in the past more and the
Mm,
other one's stuck
Mhm.
in the future. And one keeps trying to go back and then the other one's trying to force themselves in the future because they can't figure out how to get back to the past. And it's just like
yep.
throw in the miscommunication and the yearning,
Mm.
So
and
much.
it's just like, oh my god.
So I have a quote from the first Ilya POV.
Mhm.
And the moment that he says this or is thinking this thing is like either right before Shane answers the phone or like right after before they know what it's about. And the phone call is about the lockout ending and that they want Shane back in Montreal.
Mhm. Mhm.
And Ilya thinks that he'll be grateful for the rest of his life for that. For the fact that Zurich taught Shane to linger in his arms. And my note that I put there for that is moments just before disaster, where
Yes.
Ilya is the most lovey-dovey, gooey lover boy to ever exist.
He was
And
gonna take him for dinner.
they had dinner reservations.
And goddamn Hayden Pike is ruining his life.
Hayden Pike ruined his life. Ilya has was, but we had dinner reservations.
I was fucking Hayden. That in that specific section you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
I had to pause and literally take a break for like 10 minutes before I started reading again
Yeah.
when the part comes up where Shane's on the phone and like again with this just seeming so just cinematic. Shane's on the phone. Ilya just kind of has this feeling like something's happening. They're out the door. They're getting ready to go. He's so happy. Everything's been going so great. And
Mhm.
then he's on the phone and all of a sudden Ilya internally is just like, "But I like living here with you. But I love you. But this is home. But we have dinner reservations."
Mm,
Like all of this, like I talked he agreed we could repaint the kitchen, getting rid of the yellow you hate. I was thinking maybe blue, light blue, whatever makes you smile the softest. Like that just fucked me up. Like
Yeah.
like, fuck
it.
that paragraph respectfully.
Mhm.
Love this fic, but, like, fuck that paragraph specifically because my heart
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was literally as I was reading that, I just picture him standing there, just watching this
Oh
unfold, and it's
god.
just like, "But I like living here with you.
Yeah.
But we had dinner reservations." And
It
it's
does.
just like,
It
"Oh
does
my
physically
god."
feel like you're getting stabbed. Actually.
Literally.
Yes.
Like, he was
Yes.
so happy.
I've never been victimized as much in a short fic as I have been in this one.
Yeah.
Respectfully, fuck
Because
that moment. Fuck Hayden
right?
Pike.
It's unfortunate because the bearer of bad news is getting blamed here, right?
Yes, absolutely. But also, like, in kind of that same, like, juxtaposition that the
Mhm.
author, like, kinda does with those 2 things is, like, yes, that's kind of Ilya's internal monologue, but in kind of the present, Shane and Ilya are talking on the phone, like, the first night after Ilya goes back and plays, in Boston, and they were, talking about how Ilya was hounded by the media to ask about that, and he tells the story about Shane's shoes
Mm,
and how Shane, like, just kicks them off and, like, leaves them in the entryway, and Ilya made a joke, like, "He's trying to kill me with his shoes," or whatever, and, like, he says, like, "Don't tell them about the shoes,"
yeah.
and it's, like, small, and he's like, "What?" And he's like, "It's ours.
Yeah.
It was our house." Like, it was
Shane
their home.
secretly revealed to be a softie, actually.
Yes, and he doesn't want people to know about his shoes in his
Mhm.
house. Like, that is so kind of a parallel to me for Ilya's, like, internal monologue that he never says, about this whole, like, "Fuck you, Hayden Pike, and you're ruining my day, and, we could have painted the kitchen," to, like, Shane actually verbally being like, "Don't tell anyone," and I can just picture Shane's, like, little voice on, like, the FaceTime call going like, "Don't tell anyone about the shoes. It's
Yeah.
ours."
Mhm.
And you're
Gross.
just like, Shane, I just wanna, like, hold you because the 2 of you are clearly fucking, like, wanting each other, but you can't figure out how to make it work
Yeah.
in this quote unquote "real world" that you live in.
It's like he doesn't want anyone else to know because if anyone else knows that it's almost like it's taken from him. Like it's taken
Yeah.
away from both of them. If as soon as someone else knows even the littlest detail, like the shoes, the New Yorker poster,
Mm.
like any of that, then
Mhm.
it's gone.
Well,
Like
also, I think that it's real.
Yes.
Yeah, or that it's more real, but, like, it's gone from them, but then it's real. Like, they have to think
Mhm.
about it, they have to talk about it because everyone else is
Vulnerable
gonna
on main.
talk about it.
Yeah, vulnerable on main. I
Can
also
put
think
bush on
really
main, but not vulnerability.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
One of the things I think is interesting too that you see throughout the perspectives is that Ilya is always taking care of Shane and
Mhm.
trying to like soothe his anxieties. Because that's how, he has self-esteem. It's fine. We don't
Right.
have to go into that. But there's this moment too where they're having like the argument at the end where not at is it at the end? Yeah, at the end. Where Ilya's just like mid being mad at Shane and yelling at him, he's also like, we didn't have a choice. And I know that, and it's not your
Mhm.
fault. And trying to take care of Shane, even while he's like breaking his own heart.
Right? Also, like, you see additionally, the only time we really see, like, active taking care of Ilya by Shane is when Ilya is sick in Switzerland,
Oh, yeah.
and, like, Ilya's dying, as he says, like, he's like, "I gotta
Literally
come
is
home."
dying next to
Well, first
him, and
he's like,
he's on his
no.
Yeah,
phone.
First
exactly,
he's
he's on
like,
his phone, and he's like, "I'm dying, and you're on your phone, probably talking to fucking Hayden Pike of all
If
people."
Shane is
And
texting Hayden Pike while Ilya is dying, then Ilya is never going to let it go.
like, he's gonna be like, "I'm gonna come back and haunt you, Shane."
and then it's like that's the moment because Shane is like, so you agree you're sick?
Ye
Like
right? And he's like, "Maybe." But
maybe.
then we find out Shane is, like, texting his mom to
Mhm.
find out about this chicken noodle soup recipe that, like, his dad made when he was sick, and he's like, "Oh, my dad's, like, not gonna be home from work for a few hours, and I'm hoping my mom has it because I wanna make you this soup." And, like, at one point, he talks about, like, adding protein in chickpea pasta and whatever, and, like, Ilya's just like, "Oh my god, he wants to make me soup?" Like,
Lover boy.
right? Like, okay, like, who nobody has cared for Ilya
Mhm.
that way in so long,
It's his mom.
and, like, since his mom, yeah, and, like, do we really think that, like, Shane Hollander, let's face it, the boy is slightly oblivious,
Mhm.
is, like, necessarily clocking all of that? No, but, like, in his mind, he's like, "Ilya's sick. This is what I like when I'm sick. I'm going to figure out how to do this because it makes me feel better, so maybe it will make him feel better." And then Ilya's just, like, kinda dumbfounded, like, "What?"
I think I just realized I have it highlighted because I love this part specifically,
Yeah.
where he's just like, "Chicken noodle soup will help." It sounds a lot like "Let me take care of you," and Ilya is far too weak when it comes to Shane Hollander to say the smart thing, the survivable thing, which is, of course, no.
And that was something that came up for both of them. Like they both had moments where they were like, this isn't survivable anymore.
Mhm.
Yes.
Um, and that was another like common thread throughout it. And I don't know if I wrote the quote down, but there's a quote where Shane is just like, I can't go back to not knowing how to text you.
Mhm. Yeah, they both agree, like, they can't give up that communication at all, but they don't know how
Mhm.
to actually communicate, which, let's face it, this is the crutch of Ilya and Shane, that they suck at communication. Um,
Oh, wait, I found it. And there's no way loving Ilya and being loved by him in return was going to be harder than missing him. Missing him the way he has since January has been awful. Missing him was Shane can't do that again. It was the hardest thing he's ever done, except maybe leaving him in the first place. And I think
ugh,
like somewhere in there is where he's like, that's it's not survivable. I can't do that again.
right? But also, like, this that Shane is trying these different things to survive this
Yeah.
new kind of normal, like, his friends are picking up that, like, he's not himself. He's hosting people in his house, which, let's face it, Shane is not a partier, and I don't think he would ever host people
Yeah. I think
because
only
he would be
actually the only reason I think that happened was because they had the party in Zurich.
right. But like, Shane at one point says, like, you know, oh, if he hosted here, I found the quote. If he hosted other people in his house, maybe it'd stop feeling so empty, so strange and unfamiliar, even just for a night.
Shania. Poor Shania.
Like, this man, his house was his sanctuary no matter what, and now his house doesn't even feel right.
Yeah. Okay, I will say in that scene too, we do have to a little bit, and I hate saying this, we do have to give it up for Hayden because
Yes.
he
I
asks,
don't wanna
"Do I have to worry about you, Shane?" And
Mhm.
Shane is like, "What do you mean? I'm fine. Clearly, I'm fine. Can't you see that I'm fine?" And Hayden's like,
Right?
"Buddy, no, no.
No.
Mhm.
Everyone knows you're a
Yes.
little not fine."
I
And
actually have a quote from that.
yeah, tell me.
So it's, "Jesus, Shane, I don't care about the hockey dude. Jackie's right. It's like you've been a zombie lately. Full on sleepwalking, shuffling around, undead, dead eye sort of zombie. It's concerning."
It's 'cause he's yearning.
Yearning,
He's in pain and he's
yearning,
Right?
yearning.
yearner alert.
Oh, hardcore yearner.
One of my favorite things about the second installment of this universe or whatever, because the
Mhm.
author wrote part two that's just like missing point of views from home economics. And so
Oh,
there's a bit from Hayden's point of view. And
interesting.
watching this scene and then knowing Hayden's point of view, it's fascinating. And that's all I'll say about
Oh.
it because you guys need to read it.
Oh god. I mean, poor Hayden. He gets the shit on so bad, but like, my dude, you're sometimes not helpful. But also, okay, I have to talk about Ilya's drunken phone call because I feel like that
Yeah.
is so important.
Yeah. Tell us about the phone call.
So, like, when, Ilya first phones him, Shane's kinda, like, panicked as all get out. He's like, "What is going on?" And Ilya's obviously drunk, and he's, like, kinda rambling, and he's like, "I'm so sorry." And Shane's like, "What the
So
hell is going on? Where are you? Like, what are you doing?" And he's got all this, like, thoughts in his head about, like, all the things that could be happening to Ilya. And then when Ilya tells him, like, he was on video with this woman at a bar and he talked about their time together in Zurich, and he said that Shane, talks in his sleep. And he's, like, so apologetic and so sorry, and, like, the relief that Shane feels knowing he is okay. Like, he doesn't even give 2 shits about what was said and that it's a video and that it's been shared. He's like, "Oh my god, Ilya is fine, like, he's okay, he's safe, he's unharmed." And, like, one of the quotes I have here for that is, like, "But how the fuck can it not be okay when Ilya is whole and safe and unhurt?" Shane, Mr. Like, nobody can fucking know anything about anybody, and the first thought that is through Shane's mind is, like, not, "What did Ilya do?" Was like, "Is everything okay? What has happened to Ilya?" And for me, I think that's a turning point in the story where he's not so concerned with the outward appearance. He's concerned about the person.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I have this quoted twice.
go ahead.
'Cause this the second part, like, the second point in this where my heart physically hurt and I had to stop reading for a couple minutes. Because as soon as I read, like, Ilya is okay, everything else is survivable. Because like, Ilya's just in the background, like, apologizing and so sorry and just he's just a mess. Like, he thinks that Shane is gonna
Mhm,
be so mad, and then Shane is just standing there just like, "Ilya's okay. Everything else is survivable." Like, between chapter 1 and then this is in chapter 3,
mhm,
it's like the difference in how Shane is thinking and, like, how he's handling all this
Mhm.
is it's like he like you had said, it's like a turning point where he's realizing, like, nothing else in, like, retrospect to Ilya matters as much to him if he's okay, if he's safe, like, everything else is fine, and, like, oh my god, there's a quote from the end of the chapter
Mhm.
that well, no, it's not the end of the chapter, it's the end of the POV because this I had wrote down as it's, like, March 2016, where as the agony of the now does not change the memory of the soft beauty of then, it would be kinder if it did, maybe. At least it would make it easier to bear. And that combined with the other one, that's probably why I couldn't read it for like 2 days
Yeah.
because I was just,
Yeah, it's
That
sad.
like, it is
It's
so
sad.
poetic, though.
The writing is so beautiful. We could do an
Yeah.
entire episode on how just, like, how beautiful the writing is. Like,
Mhm.
I'll derail this entire conversation to just talk about just the poetic writing and the prose that this author has.
So
Like,
good.
half of
Mm.
my highlights, the notes just say, you know, "Love this explanation, love how this is explained." Like, that's literally, like, 50% of my highlights.
Yeah. I think that that moment to that phone call is where Shane finally, like, for realsies drops the mask.
Mhm.
Like, there's small bits, like, when he's like, "Don't tell them about the shoes." Like, he took it off for a
Yes.
second, but because he can only do it with Delia. But specifically the phone call and the bit where he's like, "Ilya, you gotta say something, Moshu," where he gives him
Yes.
the fake pet name.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
I think that's, yeah, the moment where he's like, "Ah, shit, I can't do this."
Also, I
And
love the callback to the show from this chapter, chapter
mm,
3, when Ilya's, like, talking about how he's gonna fix this shoot, sorry.
oh no, did Jacob just die?
Oh, yeah, I hit the mic and then I muted it, sorry. I talk with my hands and, I got a little too handsy with the mic.
Ooh, hey.
Yeah. So, what I was saying was that in chapter 3, it's a callback to, the show in when Ilya is apologizing and he's like, "I'm so sorry, I'm gonna fix it, like, I'm gonna do
Sorry.
all of, like, the things," like and he's like, "Sveta has a friend, I think artist maybe or model, I don't know, but we're back in Boston in 2 days, I'm gonna meet with her when I get back, and she wants the exposure, it will bury," and he's just like to me, it was a callback to the, like, I could marry Svetlana for citizenship kind of,
Mhm.
conversation, and, like, this is Ilya, like, doing what he thinks he needs to do to fix it for Shane. Meanwhile, Shane is just like, "I'm just fucking happy you're alive and unhurt, like, I don't give 2 shits about this, but for the love of God, do not do this." And he's like, "Don't," like and it very much was like a Svetlana thing, like, don't marry her, don't hang out with this model to fix this, like, video leak.
Don't marry Svetlana. Just don't.
Right. Also, a lighthearted bit from this scene. There's not many, but there's one, and it's Shane going, "I don't talk in my sleep," and Ilya just going, "Yes, you do." That's not the important thing, though.
No, but that's, like, so coupledom, right? Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
that's a coupley thing, and I love it. But also, I do have to point out in this chapter,
Mhm.
I think it's in Ilya's POV where Shane is talking to his mom and he's, like, upset and he's feeling, like, this, um, residual disappointment from his parents about the
Yeah.
lockout and, that he's off playing hockey somewhere else and all this, and I was like, "My poor boy, like, your parents really are not disappointed in you." But, like, that part was really emotional, as he was talking to Ilya, and, like, he said to Ilya, I think something along the lines of, like, "Have you ever disappointed your parents?" And Ilya's like, "Pfft, yeah, like, I'm a giant disappointment to everybody except maybe my mama." And I was like, "Oh my god," like, they each have this kind of parental pressure, but from very different, perspectives, and, like, how much does that play into this whole thing?
Yeah. 100%. I think one of the most devastating parts of the phone call scene, not to sorry to bring it back, but
Mhm,
it was Ilya going like, "Oh, you're impossible to make happy," like kind of jokingly.
mhm.
And Shane's like, "No, I'm not." And then Ilya's like, "Okay, then I'm just bad at it." And then Shane's like, "You weren't."
Ugh,
Ugh, devastating. And the
no,
thing is too, right, is like Shane is there with us. He is also devastated. He's describing physically that he is in agony from this comment.
course, they're not picking up what either one of them is laying down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because
But
why would they?
they would have to
Well,
communicate directly.
right? They would have to actually say feelings things instead of, like,
If
grunt, grunt, shove, shove. 6.
If they communicated properly, this fic would only be like 5,000 words, maybe.
Right.
I don't know that we would get all the heartachy like, I don't feel like if this was to be a type of fic where everything's all happy and sunshiny, the writing would have had such an impact.
Oh,
It's
yeah, no,
because
100%. It's needed.
the author is so good at making those impactful, like, gut punches.
Yeah.
Oh, they hurt.
And they all
Uh-huh.
happen
Physically, I
one
felt
way.
them.
Yeah.
I need to know that they kissed a brick before they threw that, because chapter 4 had me crying like a baby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
I do think I cried the first time I read this.
I did
well,
at
I
the
cried.
end.
I think the second I did
Yes.
a little bit too, actually.
There was a
Well, I
specific point in chapter 4
oh,
that as soon as I read this sentence, it's probably the same for everyone. We could all count to 3 and say it at the same time probably, where I cried. I was like, "Oh my god.
Tell us.
No
let me
fucking."
guess. I'm gonna guess it.
Okay.
And guess the quote. No one likes that shade of yellow unless they love something else more.
No, that was the second time I cried.
Oh,
So,
that was the second?
no, it wasn't
Oh,
that
okay.
one.
Hello?
It was before
Ooh.
that.
Oh.
Oh, tell
It
us.
wa
Tell
it
us.
was it was, as soon as I was reading, like, Shane was in, he was in a panic. He said, like, the buzzing in his brain feels easier to manage because Ilya has his arms on him, and then I kept reading and reading, and then, it says, "It doesn't feel so fucking impossible right now," and Ilya's kitchen is yellow.
Oh, that was the
And
line I had before that one.
as soon as I read that, I felt like
Ugh.
like, probably like Shane did in that moment, I feel like I was just like like, I
Right.
just, like, took I finally, like, breathed for the first time since starting this. I was just like, "His kitchen is yellow. His kitchen
Yes.
is yellow." He's
Yes.
been I know he's been yearning, but this is, like, the physical proof of the yearn. Like, his kitchen is yellow.
So the first thing that actually got me, that one I died, like bawled my eyes out so hard. But the very first is when it's Ilya's POV and he's recounting what he told the reporter fan
The
human
girl in
at
the
the
club,
club.
yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, "What do you miss?" And he's like, and he says like all of it. And she's like, "No, what do you miss the most?" And he's like, "That, all of it." And I'm like, "Oh my god, he just wants to be back there and back in that bubble of like love and togetherness and all of this." Like, I think I have the most quotes in my notes from this chapter because there were so many good ones.
Yeah. I love the way that Shane describes Ilya's face in the video. Because
Mm,
it's, Ilya's behaviors and Ilya's expressions are like a shorthand that only Shane can understand.
yes.
And so the video is devastating to him personally because he sees the look on Ilya's face as
Mhm.
Ilya's talking about what he misses the most, right?
Yes, yes.
And, Shane tries to kind of like be like, the video is actually not that bad. It's just we think it's bad because we lived it, right?
The other thing I think that is such like an eye opener for Shane is um when he takes off his shoes at Ilya's house,
Yes.
because he just toes them off and just leaves them there. And I think for like Shane has like an internal monologue and he's like watching Ilya look at his shoes hanging out in the entryway, and he's like, Shane is thinking like, I do this at my house, I do this at my parents' house. I do this, like, I did this in Zurich, but I don't do this at Hayden's, and I don't do this when I'm a guest at somebody else's house. Like, this isn't his home. He's just a guest, but he instinctively does it at Ilya's house because that's Ilya's house. Ilya is his home,
Mhm.
no matter what physical building they're in.
Right. Home is a person and not a place.
Mhm.
100%.
And it made me
Uh,
cry so much.
yeah, it was good. I think that I want to talk about the next chapter as we are, but
We've been jumping back and forth.
I know, like this fic, we do not have a clear timeline. Um,
Right?
but
It's okay.
specific,
Anyone who's read it is gonna get it. They're gonna
they're gonna get
understand.
it. You guys are gonna get it, okay?
Yes.
And it's gonna be fine. No, just like the argument that they have where they both like desperately want to say like I love you,
Oh,
um,
yes.
but they won't. And I think like specifically Shane trying to demand that Ilya like say what he wants and
Mhm.
Ilya refusing until
Yes.
like kind of forced up against a wall a little bit. Like
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
metaphorically Shane has Ilya at gunpoint. It was like say
He
it.
does.
Yeah. Emotional gunpoint, which is, showing up at your house before you've
Right?
had coffee. Yeah, there's a bit of Russian in there that's just like, God damn it, I need coffee. I looked it up. I translated it. But
But, like, that is so, like, outside of Shane's, like, normal character too, so we can see, like, how much he's been pushed.
right, like the mask is gone. It is broken.
Yeah.
And Shane is realizing he can't keep going the way he has been. And yeah, Ilya says like, I can't say what I want because you always leave.
Ugh, the
Like,
"you always leave"
mhm.
broke me.
Like I want to have you without an expiration date, no return ticket, no foot out the door. And then he can't even finish saying what he's saying, right? Like it's so painful for him that he like it's that is the core wound that Ilya has, right? Like
Mhm.
the worst thing that happened to him was Shane left.
Yes.
Um
Yes.
and specifically then the next bit is like Shane trying to be like, I had to go, and he's like getting all angry, and it was gonna be like one of their usual fights where nothing gets said and nothing gets
Mhm.
resolved. And then Ilya takes us on a left turn, stops yelling, and is just like, you wouldn't even look at me. Like,
Mm.
and that is also the bit where it's like this fixed version of we didn't even kiss, right? Like,
Yes.
you didn't
Yes.
even look at me. And it's so quiet that Shane has to like pause and take a breath just so he can hear him. And that's what
Mhm.
shuts the argument down. Which that's also a good way. Like, if you're getting escalated and you want to not be escalated, you can whisper, and the volume of that discussion will drop exponentially.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then, yeah, just the next devastating bit too is that Shane is going like, I had to leave because I couldn't watch you leave. Like,
Mhm.
I had to go because I could not watch you not choose me.
That hurt. That shit hurted.
It did hurted.
Oh my god.
And even
So,
then, too, Ilya tries to comfort him and be like, it's not your fault. Like, I'm not mad at you.
I know. I actually have a note written,
Mhm.
um, in my notes that this chapter has so much angst that I actually thought they weren't gonna end up together for a hot minute.
Really?
I did. When I first
Me
read it,
too.
I was like, we're on chapter 4, like, we should be wrapping this shit up, like, there should be a happy ending, and this is not feeling very happy, this feels very upsetting. Like,
It had
they
to tag, you guys.
especially I
Thanks
know,
for the happy
I
ending.
know, but when you're in there, when you're in that moment and you're reading it and you're just like, "Oh my," like, "How do we come back from this? How do we move from this?" Because it's so emotionally charged, especially, like, when they're having their argument. I was like, "How the hell are they gonna come back from this?" Because, like, neither one of them is saying much of anything,
Hmm.
and they're just, like, so stuck in their head a little bit that I was like, "Oh, I don't know that we're gonna land this in happily ever after."
Yeah.
I was a little scared.
Like, Shane specifically says that he wants to tell Ilya that he loves him and that he wants to be together, but he
Mhm.
can't say it. And
Right.
he knows like Ilya wants to say it, and he wants Ilya to say it first so that he feels safe enough to say it.
Mhm.
And then that leads us to the pivotal moment where, yeah, Shane realizes the kitchen is yellow, right?
And not just not just any yellow, but a very specific yellow.
Oh yeah, the disgusting yellow. Love is stored in the
The
yellow
dis
kitchen, guys.
Yes. The
Um,
absolute disgusting yellow that Shane hated, Ilya had to bring to Boston.
and that then is Shane realizing, oh, Ilya loves me. That's him saying it. And so then
Mhm.
he feels like he can say it first. But he's not saying it first because Ilya said it first with the yellow kitchen.
It's
Right.
Yeah.
almost like in a way, like obviously Ilya knows Shane so well, and it's like he knew that he was confident the whole time with like the hope in the back of his head that like, they were to come back together. Like there was no way that either of them could let it go. Like it'll happen, don't worry about it. And it's almost like because he knows him so well, he knew that he would need some kind of signal, almost like a sign that
Mm.
it's okay, everything's safe. I've been thinking about you this entire time because that's what that screams. Like, my kitchen is yellow. I want you here. I've been wanting you here. That hasn't changed. You're
Mm-hmm.
all I've been thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. And then obviously, then Shane is basically just like, holy shit, he loves me.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
my
feeling it.
God.
He feels as
All my
devastated as
yearning.
the yearning. He's
Mhm.
yearning too.
Oh, he
Yeah.
he been yearning.
He's like, "Oh, light bulb moment." Like, you could just picture
Mhm.
Shane the light bulb over Shane's head being like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh,
Well, and
I
that's such
get
a
it now."
classic Ilya. Like, he can't just say it, he has to talk around
No.
it. And so he
Yeah, he
did
has to
that talk
paint his
around it.
kitchen.
He's gonna paint his kitchen ugly ass
He's
yellow,
gotta he's gotta paint his kitchen about it, and yeah.
and he's not gonna and it was like at 3 a.m. too, because Shane called him and saw
Yes.
him with the wet paint on his cheek, right?
Yes,
Yup,
when he first got back and he was like, "I'm an
yup.
artist. I like it was when inspiration starts or picks
Mhm.
whatever."
Like, Ilya wasn't gonna talk about it. It was too vulnerable.
There's a whole lot, but, like,
There is one
there's
quote,
just
but I wanna save it for our quotes section. Do we wanna just do favorite quotes? Even though we've been talking about it the whole time?
I know, I've just been, like, saying the favorite quotes in between. The quotes that we
Alright.
haven't said out of context, and go.
Yeah.
So
Jeka.
the quote that I have
Mhm.
that was the quote that I think is my favorite, aside
Mhm.
from, "And Ilya's kitchen is yellow," because I feel
Yes.
like "Ilya's kitchen is yellow" is the fic or is the quote that sums up the fic. But my favorite quote is, "No one leaves the front door of their home unlocked unless they want someone else to come in. No one's ever put up with Shane's leaving his shoes around the doorway except for the people who love him the most."
Oh.
Like,
Oh, baby.
ugh, my heart.
Poor thing.
I love him.
Ugh.
Alright, Micah.
Mine is, I believe, I wanna say it's in chapter 1 or 2. I don't remember, I didn't write that part down, but Um, if you can stop hating someone and start again and then stop again, it is not hate at all. Maybe it is just that you have been told that you hate them.
Fucking
And
Ooh.
Jonas.
just for their entire like relationship, like even with just like from the book, like heated rivalry itself, it's like
Mhm.
that's literally the basis of their relationship. It's like if you can hate someone, stop hating them, start hating them again, then it's probably not hate, you know?
And that's said to Ilya by the captain of the Zurich Lions, which is the team
Yeah.
they're playing.
Mhm.
His
Yep.
name is like Jonas,
Yes.
I think. Is
Yes, yes. I think
twist
that sounds
pronunciation?
right.
Probably. I think so.
I mean, yes, I think so, probably.
Maybe. Not good. Bad. Um,
Probably.
but I do love too that like sorry, this is a caveat or an aside before we get back to the quotes. I think the entire team knew that they were just in love and living together.
Just no
Of
one was
course,
gonna
those
talk about
guys
it
are
Right?
just like, yeah.
because
They're
like, it's
Swiss.
fine.
They're like, "That's none of our business."
Yeah, they're Swiss, they didn't care, like, whatever, you guys are playing good, keep on doing.
You're coming to work, you're doing your job, and then you're
You're
going home.
coming and coming to work and keep
Right.
keep on coming.
Hey.
Ooh.
There's a point of view in the second edition to from
Mhm.
Jonas's point of view.
Oh,
That's pretty
nice.
funny. Well, and yeah. So I'll just say you were gonna cackle when we get to Jonas's point of view. And you're gonna love it.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. So my quote, I feel bad because it's like a paragraph, but it's when they're in the kitchen, they've said I love you. I think they're
Mhm.
right before Shane says I love you. Part of what he's thinking is, fuck, Shane doesn't want anything more in the world than he wants Ilya to hold him and never let him go. But Ilya's never going to do that. He's never going to ask Shane not to get on the plane. He's never going to grab at his hand and stop him from leaving the house. He's always going to let him go because he thinks that's what Shane wants or what Shane needs. And so he's going to do it for him and pretend it's easy. And then he's going to paint his kitchen yellow and get drunk in a noisy, sticky Californian club and tell everyone but Shane that he misses him. And my note for that is just this is the thesis of the fic.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, the writing. I'm
Right?
gonna circle back to the writing. That is just, oh my god. Like as a writer, that is like what I literally aspire to.
Right.
Like
Right.
if I reach the day where I'm able to describe feelings and emotions and internal monologue like that, will be the day where I'm like, okay, I've made it. Like that writing is just so fucking beautiful. It's insane. Like you feel everything. Not that you haven't felt this entire fucking fic, but
Right.
like
Right.
it's just, oh my god. It's insane. Like the talent of that writing is insane.
Mhm.
So fucking
We
good.
I have to say, like, for a short fic, this fic, because realistically, it is one of the shorter multi-chapter fics that are out there. This packed a huge punch from like line 1 to the last line. And it didn't feel rushed and it didn't feel like we were missing bits.
Because in the last point of view, it's from Ilya's perspective, and it's like 3 weeks after they get to Zurich. Um,
Mhm.
and you see the moment where they stop being captains from Boston and Montreal, right? You see
Yes.
the moment where Ilya breaks the pattern that they've had, where
Mhm.
Shane knows all the lines, and Ilya's just like, "Hey, we can stop pretending that we're gonna sleep in separate rooms. And actually, we're gonna have dinner together, and whatever excuse we need to make for you to feel safe doing that, your room is drafty and it smells weird, so you might as well just sleep with me, right?
And I love that Shane's like, "Okay, so you're gonna sleep in the drafty room?" And he's like, "No, no. No.
Yeah,
No, baby boy. I'm sleeping with you because both of us
baby,
can't be drafty."
keep you warm.
Yes. And, like, I also I think in that one, they talk about, like, hooking up in 2009,
Mhm.
which would have been the CCM shoot, and, like, that is changing that narrative of hookup to relationship
Yeah, they're boyfriends.
with they're boyfriends without being boyfriends because nobody talked to either of them, and they're too kinda dumb to talk to each
Right.
about that to be like, "Are you my boyfriend?" But you're boyfriends. You
Yeah,
are.
they don't know how to ask that question. Is there anything else we feel like we have to say?
I think
10
so. I
out
think
of
we covered
10 would
yeah,
recommend. 10 out of 10 would cry
absolutely.
again. 10 out of 10 had my heart ripped open. 10 out of 10 read fucking almost 40K words of two fucking yearners yearning times 10. There should be an added tag that just literally says
We will
yearning,
cry.
yearning, um, like to the max. Max yearning. Yeah, would cry again.
Exactly. If you are going to read this, bring some bloody not actual bloody tissues, but bring some tissues because 'cause you're gonna need
Bring
it.
some
You will
bloody
cry.
tissues.
But, yeah, bring some bloody tissues with you because you will need them to wipe up the sadness that seeps from your eyeballs.
Gonna
Yeah.
cry so hard you get a bloody nose.
The reason.
Exactly. On
Okay,
your very
YSL
expensive jeans,
$1,200 jeans.
right?
The reason why the beginning of the fic feels like you can't breathe, it's because you're crying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You can't
Mhm.
because there's snot running out of your nose like awful.
You're
Right.
not gonna breathe till
So,
chapter 4.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Even then, it's like the last little bit of chapter 4.
So there were 19 different pet names, like not different pet names, but the pet name count of instances that either Ilya or Shane did a pet name, there was 19
Mhm.
times. And
Dang.
it was the standard, like sunshine, like Solnishka or whatever,
Mhm.
Zaychik, which means rabbit,
Picked
Moy
up, Nick.
Dorogoy. Yeah, whatever I am saying here is not how to speak Russian. Do
Please
not,
take it with a grain of salt.
yeah.
Do not
Yeah,
use this as a guide. We're doing our best.
I'd like to
do not.
preemptively apologize to any Russian speakers for the way that I am saying these words. Yeah, so Solnishko, Zaychik, Moy Dorogoy, I think. That one's my darling. And
Aw.
then Shane uses mon chéri, like my dear, my dear. And then mon chou, which means,
Mhm.
what does it mean, Micah?
Literally means my cabbage, but is actually used to mean my darling, my love, anything like that. But I
Mhm,
petition to just have it in my head,
mhm.
like, is he's saying it like he's saying my cabbage, 'cause it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Well, Ilya does call him Mon Pompadour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Illy's a cabbage. That's it.
Mhm.
yeah. Um, when you say it to babies, you can also say like chouchou.
Mhm.
And in France, the like instead of the stork bringing the baby, it's that the babies come up in the Cabbage Patch,
Oh.
and that's also where we get Cabbage Patch dolls. Don't worry
I
about
was
it.
gonna
That
say,
is so
is that where
cute.
Cabbage
That's
Patch
a
dolls
fun
are?
fact with Allie.
That is
Because
so cute.
if there's one thing I'm gonna have is lots of fun facts.
The other thing I did note, in this fic is
Mhm.
we didn't have much in the way of chirping from Ilya.
Yeah, there were only like 10.
Yeah, I
Mm.
tried keeping track, and besides, like, basically just Shane, like, every other dialogue saying, like, "Oh my god, you're an
You're
asshole. Oh my god, fuck
you're
you. Oh
boring.
my god, you're such an asshole." And then, "Oh, you're boring. Fuck you too." And, like, all that. Like, that was just kind of the standard.
Mhm.
'Cause,
I
like,
think
we didn't, like, read them on ice. I feel like if they were on ice, there'd be a lot more, maybe. I don't know.
yes. Yes, I feel like that. I mean, I guess Ilya kinda chirps Hayden in, like, his mind,
Mhm.
like, when he's, like, talking when he's sick and he's like, "If he's on the fucking phone with Hayden, I'm gonna, like,
And I'm
stab
dying.
him." Yeah.
Will haunt
So
him forever.
right? So I think, like, there's that kind of chirping, but Ilya did not get a lot of, quality chirps in this fic, which is
Mhm.
okay. He had other great lines.
I love the way that this fic ends with this
Mhm.
POV. And it's yeah, like the first time that they like drop all their guards around each other in Zurich.
Yes.
Because Ilya is saying to himself, like, if he is very, very careful now, if he lets himself linger in this moment and memorize its every facet, savor it and sip it like good vodka, then he thinks once will probably be enough. And that's him thinking, like, I have to be here in this because I'm never going to get
Mhm.
another chance. And what's,
Yes.
the delightful thing, my commentary here is like, good news, baby boy, you get it, you get everything. Like, you get everything you've ever wanted.
I mean, I feel like we do also need to read the note on this one because
Oh,
it's a very
absolutely.
specific note. So at the very end of this fic, there is some notes for us from the author. And the first one is very important. And it says, "The ugly, mustardy puke yellow is not the color Ilya wears to their wedding." Shane manages to talk him down to using it only for table napkins, but then Shane surprises him by wearing a pocket square of the same color, which he has to give him during the ceremony anyway because Ilya starts crying. Ilya tells everyone afterwards that he only started crying because he noticed that Shane was wearing this pocket square and it was the ugliest of color ugliest color of yellow he's ever seen, but no one believes him. Ilya never repaints the kitchen, and Shane never actually wants him to.
And then the bit in parentheses is also
Oh
like
my
a thesis
god.
statement. It's also the thesis statement for the fic, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Micah, will you read that for us?
Yes, except what the fuck
Oh,
does IMO mean?
in my
In
opinion.
my opinion.
In my
So,
opinion.
in parentheses, after the lovely wedding bit, the author.
Now that I know. In my opinion, it's all very Hudson Williams saying Ilya was able to say he loved Shane first because Shane metaphorically built him a place where he felt comfortable and safe saying it. Except in this fic, Shane says it first because Ilya literally painted him a literal house.
Love is stored in the yellow kitchen.
I mean, I do have to say Hudson's comment about this, like, Ilya and Shane was so good, and it applies here, flipped
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
Mhm.
Um, it's so good, and,
yeah.
like, show Shane,
Show
Okay.
bleh.
Shane.
Yeah,
Show
show
Shane.
Shane
Mhm.
and thick Shane in this instance, I think are so very similar,
Mhm.
but, like, also there's just a smidge different. Which is always interesting. I love seeing, like, what fic authors do with, like, the canon that we have
Mhm.
and how
Yeah.
they turn it on their head. How much do they keep from, the books or the show? And in this case, I feel like the fic author was really, true to kind of that interpretation of Shane that we all kind of saw Hudson Williams portray, um, really well.
Yeah.
And but also there is like that, like you said, that removal of the mask where, like, I feel like a little bit of book Shane comes out a little bit more.
Yeah. There's a thing with so I'm of the opinion, right? This is my headcanon that Shane has OCD.
Mhm.
Don't worry about it. I'm a therapist. I'm not diagnosing anyone, but I'm just saying, as someone who has read some books,
Mhm.
um, one of the big things with OCD is that there's a specific type of it where you have like uncertainty OCD, and that you can't move forward until you are certain about something. And so Shane gets in these loops of, I am 99% sure of this thing, but that 1% of uncertainty means that I cannot take that step.
Mm,
You know,
And
I
that,
didn't even think of that as
yeah.
someone, like, with OCD. I didn't even
Mhm.
think, like, that that would be a factor,
Yeah.
and yeah, he 100%.
Because
I'm
he
on
just,
that train.
yeah, he just turns himself into these spirals of like, but I
Mhm,
don't know for sure. And it's like, baby boy, he is calling you and sad
mhm,
and drunk and saying like, tell me how to fix this, and you don't think that he returns your feelings like a hundredfold.
right?
Fine.
I mean, if this was just old Ilya, he would have been like, "Fuck it, whatever, I don't give 2 shits." But he
Yeah.
is calling you upset. He cares, baby. He cares.
Well, and the fic Ilya, I think at one point says like he uses being mean to Shane to create distance so
Mhm.
that so that they don't hurt each other. And it's like, well, you're kind of hurting him by being mean, but also I get it.
So true.
So true.
So true.
We should read this little end note and then go into the next bit where we rate, but not the kind of rating that people are thinking.
not the kind of rating that people think that they can do, but they actually can't.
Yeah, you can't
Yes.
actually rate fix, but we have
Fun
a
fact.
scale.
Yes.
But the end notes for the fic, the author, so there's a music artist called Somber, and one of their songs, the lyrics are like, "How can we go back to being friends?" Something like that.
Mhm.
But the author here says, Somber voice, "How can we go back to being long distance, low commitment, casual fuck buddies when we just shared a whole ass house?"
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
There's no casual anymore. It has been blown out the window into the Swiss Alps.
correct. We are going to be rating the fic with a chili pepper scale
Mhm.
on how hot we
Hot.
think it was, how spicy we think it was. It's all, a personal interpretation that, you know, doesn't actually mean anything. So,
But make it like Scoville style.
right,
Oh, yeah.
no one knows what a Scoville is. And if you do, shut up. No, you don't.
No. If you were
So,
the Scoville man, you this has
Leave.
nothing to do with you.
get out. Get out. All right. Jeka, what is your Scoville scale, your chili pepper scale for the fic?
I am gonna have to give this probably a jalapeno.
Okay.
Not because it is spicy in the sense that there's not sex, very little sex, if I can't even remember the sex, if there was sex.
There's like a blowjob,
But oh,
but it's when Hayden calls.
clearly, clearly oh, yeah, I totally forgot about Hayden's interruptus. Jesus, that man's
Emotionally
always be
devastated.
interrupting.
Emotionally, yeah. Emotionally
Yeah,
devastated blowjob.
I was too emotionally devastated to remember the blowjob.
Yeah.
But I'm
So
saying
shame.
jalapeno because, 1, if I ate a jalapeno, I would probably be crying as much as I cried in this fic,
Correct.
and it would make my heart hurt as much as the heartburn I would have from eating this jalapeno. So that is my rating.
Amazing. Micah?
Mine is going to be let's see, a green pepper. That's like the
Mhm.
mildest
Bell pepper.
non-spicy pepper you can think of. Except it's in the back of the neighbor's yard, and there's a fence between you and the neighbor's yard, and you can see the pepper. You can make eye contact with it, and it's one. It's on a vine or whatever the fuck peppers grow on. You can see it. Like you can make eye contact with it, but you
Mhm.
can't touch it. You can't eat it, but it's there. But
Yeah.
it's so far in the distance, it just you know it exists. Occasionally if a breeze blows by, you might smell a pepper. Um
Yeah.
But
That's
there's
a
no
metaphor for their love, like, my god.
yeah, this is them when they can't communicate. No. But there's no heat. But one day, in the only scene that there is, that is the day where you are able to hop the fence and you're able to touch the pepper.
You
And
touch the
that's how
nut,
hot it is. You get to touch it for a minute. You can't pick it off. You can't eat it.
and then the phone
And
rings and Hayden Pike is
yeah,
calling.
and Hayden calls, you can't get the pepper, and yeah.
Hayden Pike.
That's my very specific Scoville
That's a
rating. I
very
don't know what
love
that
it.
might be like a point 0.6 on the scale. I don't know the scale.
Okay. So my rating is an heirloom tomato, and I'm going to tell you why. I have a
Isn't that a
sensitive.
fruit?
Shut up.
Like, that's not
Isn't
even
that a
in the right
fruit?
family.
I This is my rating, my personal
Okay.
experience,
Mhm.
and an heirloom tomato is the spiciness level that I'm rating this fic because I have an allergy to heirloom tomato, like to tomatoes, and I still eat them because it's very mild. But as I am eating anything that is like raw tomatoes, my tongue will start to sting and it feels a little spicy. And so this fic is the equivalent to my body is telling me that this is painful and my tongue
Mhm.
is sore, but I'm gonna eat the pico de gallo regardless. So
I'm gonna keep crying, keep burning.
correct. Um, and
Because
then
it's so good.
that's the chili pepper scale. The yearning scale is like
Ugh.
100 bagillion bazillion.
Yeah.
To
We
the
had
moon and back 10
Like this.
times.
Yeah.
it's still circling the stratosphere because the yearning never stops.
The yearning levels were on Artemis too. Like
Mhm,
Yeah.
we went to
mhm,
the moon.
mhm,
And they're
mhm.
gonna be back on 3, and they're gonna like camp out on the moon, and they might
Yep,
hopefully come back.
Hopefully.
maybe.
And now the next thing we are
Ooh,
going to,
are we doing it are we
let's,
doing our fic shout out?
yeah, let's fic shout out. What are you reading right now? Micah, what are you reading right now?
Right now, I am, thanks to threads and everyone, apparently I jumped on the bandwagon like too early because everyone and their mother is talking about blowback again right now.
Mm.
And I am rereading it, but I'm also um reading, it's called Rhodey. It is by this is great. It's not telling me. This is lovely actually. Oh, it's by Lala Lurking,
Okay.
and it is a Hollanopsis. Don't ask me how people are actually pronouncing that. But Luca is in the picture, and that is what I'm currently reading in between blowback. I keep like going back for like a little hit of it, you know?
Yeah.
Valid.
I am
Valid.
reading a fic called In Your Arms, I'd Start a War by
Ooh.
Just Here, the number 4, and then KE. But the premise of the fic is that in Tampa at All Stars, they still, Shane still's like, "Hey, I can't pretend I don't like you anymore."
I think I can keep pretending I don't like you anymore.
And then Ilya's like, "Okay, well, you don't like me."
You don't like me.
Yeah, I do.
And then they decide to stop seeing each other because Ilya's like, I can't.
No.
But then Shane begs to be friends. So
Oh.
then they decide, okay, we'll just be friends. And then there's, I want to say, 12 chapters of yearning and angst as they try to figure out what friendship it means. And Ilya the
Oh.
entire time is like, I don't like him. I don't like him. And then he's like, I'm calling him at midnight just because. And
Ugh.
oh, he posted on Instagram about going on a date, and I'm devastated, and I don't like him.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
Amazing.
right,
Sure, Yerder boy, sure.
right.
Right?
Um, so yeah, that's it's kind of got some spicy moments too. So that one definitely is a spicy chili pepper.
Nice. So
Right.
I just started reading one called Amber Pike Has Three Dads by E_Fry. And this is kind of told from someone outside of like the main character's point of view. So it's kind of told through the story of this little boy whose mom's he's telling stories to his moms about how Amber has these three dads, and then the moms who were a split couple. So there's four mothers. Um, and they're all trying to figure it out. So I've only just started it, but there's
Oh,
11 chapters. And it's really good. But it's definitely full of some hijinks so far that they have seen Shane picking up the Pike kids. So they're living in Ottawa. And there's like, okay, so we've seen one dad, where are the other two? Um, so kind of interesting. It's kind of fun to see a story told from someone who isn't like Shane or Ilya. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And then of course I'm
I
also
j-
reading Blowback.
I just realized you guys gave like beautiful descriptions of like what you're reading, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm reading this and this, so that's fucking it. So to add on to mine, Rhodey, the one where it's Ilya Shane and Luca comes into play because I'm on that train. Sue me. Everyone's gonna get there eventually. Like I at some point you hop on the train of the three of them and you don't get off. It's like in the background. But it's basically Luca learns how to want what he wants because Shane and Ilya are helping him.
Oh.
And he's getting like intertwined in their relationship, and it kind of starts off with like him, he has like a kind of like an idling worship of them, and then that suddenly turns into something tangible, and they just kind of go from there. It is very very spicy.
amazing.
um so far might be as spicy as blowback, but also blowback is
Oh.
like now like my standard of like if I'm like, okay, how spicy is this fic? Is it blowback or is it like something else?
Does it
Just so I know what I'm getting
suck?
into. It seems to
Valid.
be getting there. So I don't
Hmm.
know.
Okay. One of the things that we did on Threads was we asked people in kind of a
Oh, yeah.
competition situation, do you have more tabs open than I do?
Oh yeah, we had a winner.
Yes. Well, so the thing is that we had a winner, and then someone else commented with like 30 more. So
Uh-huh.
I did want to
Oh,
shout them both out,
awesome.
because they should be rewarded,
What is your reward?
because both of them beat me. So
Okay,
I think
so
yeah.
before we say this, how many tabs did you have open? What
The
was the number?
at the time I think it was 652.
Hmm.
And that's through several browsers, because sometimes I think Threads opens in like Firefox, and then other places open in Safari, and sometimes I would
Mm.
just pick a random browser and open it, that sort of thing. So I did the math. I had 652. I acknowledged in the thread that I am a fic hoarder. Like, hello, my name is Allie. I'm a fic hoarder. And the winners had 742,
Whoop,
and
whoop.
the person who won that one is, their username is Halanovas.
Oh,
Like,
I
their
wonder how
name is
they're
just
reading.
so good job,
Mhm.
Halanovas. And
They're on
then
the train.
the
Yeah.
actual winner, the winner is Sunshine Lover 1221, who had
Oh,
788 tabs open.
788. Oh my God, how does your phone work?
I wish them a life of getting to finish all of them. I
Yes,
hope that they get through all of them and that they're all amazing. And one day, maybe, maybe they'll clear some of them.
right? And then they go on Threads, and guess what? Somebody has like 17 new recs because that's what happens to
And
me.
I'm also curious now if that user is listening. Um, whatever at this point when this is posted on like whatever our most recent threads post is, or wherever you like are following us, please comment your current, like right now. How many tabs do you have open now? Is it more? Is it less? Because now I really want to know. Like, has it gotten worse?
Every time you go on Threads, it gets worse. I swear, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna close a tab, and then I log on to Threads, and there are 17 new recs, and I was like, oh, but I have to read that. It sounds really good, and I'm opening.
Yeah, the current amount of tabs I have open is 702.
Oh my God. Okay, mine is
Um,
much less than that.
so we can say I will confidently say at least two of those are not AO3. Um, so we can just kind of round it down to 700.
I probably have the tamest number right now.
What's
Yeah.
your number, Micah?
I did a lot of work and I moved a lot of things over to my Kindle. And I currently have open minus, okay, so there's 3 tabs that are not AO3. So I have 10 AO3
Ah,
tabs open. I know, it's crazy.
NAO3. Oh my
I know
God.
That's
3.
it. That's it.
What do you mean?
Wow.
What
Have
do
you
you
been
mean?
on Threads today?
What do you mean 10?
I have been on Threads today, but I also in the last week have downloaded, I think, almost 300 plus to my Kindle.
Oh, see,
So that's where they all went.
I only have 2 fics in my Kindle, and
I
it's
have one.
home economics and apogee.
I have one. It's called Home Economics. Don't know if you've heard about it.
Um,
Because I
I
I
only
don't
figured
know.
out how to
think
set
of
it
it.
to my Kindle last week.
In closing, we want to say thank you for listening. I am gonna give a shout out to Micah for having to edit down this entire
Hmm, hmm.
conversation.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get to listen to it all over again.
It might be longer than
Yeah.
Okay. It was fun. Are you serious?
and then I wanted to do like lead us out with a funny joke, and it's thanking our sponsors. And My sponsors are the glow of the nightlight just down the hallway when it's kind of a creepy hallway, but everything's fine because the nightlight is there. And then also when my cat is on a pile of laundry and I think it's just a sweatshirt, but it's actually a cat.
I also want to shout out the fucking train in the mountains outside that kept going off that made me have to keep muting my microphone on and off. And I probably said like 4 things that ended up not getting picked up because the fucking
no.
train was going off. And it's fine. It's okay. That'll be my sponsor.
We'd like to thank
The
our sponsor,
fucking
Union Pacific.
The train.
the fucking train.
Fucking train. Did you know that there's a locomotive called Big Boy?
Ooh.
Don't worry about it. Jake,
Don't
what's
worry
your
about it.
I guess my sponsor tonight is gonna be Bush on Main
Yeah.
and Hudson Williams Book Club stickers because both of those almost made me late for recording this podcast.
Amazing.
You can find us on Threads and Instagram as well as TikTok at Heated Archive Podcasts.
And YouTube. And
Oh yeah, that
TikTok.
and the
And
YouTubes.
Spotify. And Apple Podcasts. And if you're listening somewhere else, don't know how the
Tell us
fuck
where
you
the
got
hell you
there.
found us.
Where did you find this?
If your neighbor is playing this through the window, great
Yeah.
news. You can also find us yourself. Great news.
We're on all the platforms.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys for listening, and we will be back in 2 weeks with another fic.
I was waiting for like an outro song and then I forgot I have to add that in post.
You are
have to
supposed to
do that,
play that?
Micah.
No, we added it.
I get to do that. That's on me.
That is on you.
I'm like waiting for music to start playing.
Like,
And it's like,
why is there
wait, I
music?
do that.